This is the 2025 BMW X3. It is all new for 2025. Not just the exterior look, which you can see right away that it looks different, but the interior is more modern. New technology, new safety, so much new, including two engine options that are both 48-volt architecture, which means you're going to get that hybrid technology that many customers are looking for. A new design language is part of the exterior of the BMW X3 in its fourth generation. It's almost a monolithic look overall, very different, especially the grille. You'll see that not just the regular vertical kidney beans, there's also an angled version, and they're illuminated, which is obviously an option. You don't have to have it illuminated. In our test vehicle, it is the aluminum trim instead of the lighting. LED lights are brand new for this year. Lots of different looks. That is amongst many of the changes for 25. The new X3 is a touch longer and a touch wider and a little bit lower, so this vehicle has a better look and better handling overall. It has a wider track, which means you're going to have better stability, especially up on the highway. And that's what this SAV, Sport Activity Vehicle, or SUV, is used for. It has a very planted stance, and people want to use this for an everyday vehicle. The X3 will remain gas only in the US, but it is 48-volt architecture, and we'll talk about that under the hood in just a second. The warranty on the X3 is 4 years, 50,000 miles, but it does include a maintenance package of 3 years, 36,000 miles, which will help save on your budget. Coming around to the back of the X3, it gets very sloped because this is a sport activity vehicle, not this big bricky SUV. If you want something larger, look at the X5. There's other vehicles available. However, this wiper blade is down here. I'd love to see it tucked up underneath, which will protect the blade, because when you live in the upper half of the country where it gets really cold and using an ice scraper, it damages these wiper blades. It's just important to note that if you do live in that area of the country. LED taillights, xDrive, meaning it's all-wheel drive. BMW logo, and the X3, this is a 3.0. It has some M trim pieces on it. You can purchase an M, and we'll talk about all those different options when we look under the hood, which is next. Under the hood, there are two engine options. The turbocharged 2-liter 4-cylinder engine, which is in the 30 xDrive, our test vehicle, is boosted by a 48-volt hybrid architecture, which makes 255 horsepower. With a 0 to 60 time of 6 seconds, it earns 23 miles to the gallon city and 29 the highway. Or my personal favorite, the M50, is the real performer. It's a turbocharged 3-liter inline 6-cylinder, and it gets the same hybridized 48-volt architecture with 393 horsepower, 0 to 60 time of 4.1 seconds, fuel economy at 21 miles to the gallon, in the city, 26 on the highway. Both engines are backed by an 8-speed Steptronic transmission, and it comes all-wheel drive across the complete platform. As we get into this vehicle, there is a lot of different drive modes. The personal, the sport, the efficient, expressive, relaxed, digital art, or just silence. But anyone who knows me knows the first thing I'm going to want to do is put it into the sport mode. I've already driven it around in the regular mode. I want to see what a spirited ride is like. I also highly suggest that if you do purchase this BMW or one like it, the M car, you can take the performance driving school with BMW with their cars and learn all the capabilities of your vehicle that you might not know. Because once you've taken the school, you become a better driver overall, because most of us haven't taken driving schools since we were 16 or just got our license. So this will give you an opportunity to see its full capabilities. Of course, most people won't take this off-road, but having a spirited drive kind of makes your day. It's the joy of driving. So let's take this vehicle out. The seatbelt self-cinches, so make sure that you're in there tight, which is nice. We're here in South Carolina at what they call BMW Test Fest, and they bring out a whole bunch of journalists, and we get to test drive literally the full lineup of BMWs, Minis, and Rolls Royces, which we have on our channel. But one of the things that's really important is the opportunity to drive this brand new X3, and I want to bring this to you so that you can make your decisions on what makes the most sense. The first thing you're going to note, even in the sport mode, the ride is very comfortable. And that's important because we live in our cars, like I keep saying. You know, no matter how great it looks on the outside, the inside is super important. Overall, one of the most important things I noticed immediately in this vehicle is its stability. It has a better grip on the roadway because it's longer and wider and the stance is better. It makes this vehicle handle really nicely. And it sounds nice and quiet inside too. The X3 seats 5 people. Standard equipment includes new heated and ventilated power adjustable sport seats with 3 available color choices that are in faux leather upholstery. Woven fabric instrument panel made of recycled polyester is also available, and an optional fake leather or faux leather and faux suede combination are also available. But you can get genuine leather, which is my personal favorite. I do love this color combination. Very pretty. Going into the second row, well, this is a mid-size SUV, which means it's not going to have killer space, but it does have good space for legroom. I'm 5'8", so there's plenty of space. Netting behind each seat, charge ports behind each because you can get that optional entertainment screen. Big glass roof that does have a liquid crystal display sort of type thing inside, and it goes from clear to cloudy so that you don't bake inside the car, especially when you're down south. So it depends on where you live and your temperatures. Overall, all the interior, super modern, really clean colors. Love the new design, and there is support on the bench seats because typically they're just flat. In this case, it's not. It does have a little bit of support. In the center, pull down the armrest, built-in cup holders. I do appreciate that versus the ones that are plastic that come out the front, because you know when these cars get older, they get destroyed. When they're built in permanently, really good idea. Also, the center goes down for long items. New style ventilation here in the rear, as well as 2 USB-C charge ports. Brakes are nice, they're well mannered. Steering in the sport mode is not too aggressive. This is really nice. They've done a nice improvement. Overall safety is standard across the lineup, although adaptive cruise control is an additional fee. Again, I like to use that. Some people don't, but it is an option. Again, all these options add up, and we'll talk about that at the pros and cons in the end, as well as pricing and the competitors, so you want to stay for that. Now, as far as this vehicle is a driver-focused car, you've got the large screen that they're using across the full BMW lineup. It's nice because it's easy to use. If you want to change modes, yeah, I don't want a spirited ride, you can hit the My Modes button. You can go into an efficient mode where it changes all the ambient colors, but all this technology is pretty easy to use. It just handles so much better than the previous generations. If you've driven an X3 before, this is certainly something you're going to want to take for a test drive and see the improvements. This vehicle is built in South Carolina. All the SUVs for BMW are built in South Carolina. They've been here for 30 years. We were here for the anniversary of the 30 years of the plant, and this is the #1 exporter. They build the vehicles here for the world, and they build the SUVs here in South Carolina, in Spartanburg. So I think that if you're thinking, oh, this isn't a US-made car, oh, yes, it is. Much of the competitors are not. So it's important that you check that out because it means jobs as part of our economy, which is what this is all about. So I think that BMW overall has really figured it out quickly. Okay, so you can buy the upgrade for the optional head-up display. It is part of a package. It does get a little on the pricey side when you start adding in all these options. Beautiful screens in front, nice and large, wireless charging, USB-C charge ports. Everything's right here, easy to use. This is iDrive 9. So that is the most current state of the art. There is a newer one coming, but that's not going to be in play for a little bit. We'll go around the circle because we can. Nice. This is really well mannered. I mean, to drive this every day would be not a problem whatsoever. I am jealous in Europe they get this in diesel. I wish we had that. But we have hybrid gas, which means you're going to get great fuel economy, even in the M trim, which is really important. But this vehicle is just super easy to drive. Like I said, all these technologies are great, but they do add up quickly. So it's really important that if you're considering purchasing an X3, that you figure out what you really need and what you want, and not just buy all kinds of goodies and then find out the price is a little steep, especially if you're leasing. In every drive mode of this vehicle, you can see the upgraded suspension really has made a difference. Again, the chassis is different. Everything's new about this vehicle. It's running for World Car of the Year. It's also running for North American SUV of the Year, and you can see why. All these big changes add up, and the results are a well-mannered, proper sport activity vehicle that has all the technology you want, great fuel economy. You can drive it anywhere you want. It's all-wheel drive. I'm really impressed with the upgrades on the X3. When it comes to cargo space, there's 31.5 cubic feet of storage. There is underneath this cover. There is a spare tire as well as an emergency kit, really nicely packaged tightly in there. Fold down those seats, which are 40, 20, 40, and you're at 67 cubic feet of storage, which is quite a bit. Nice little cargo cover, nicely packaged in here as well. There's a lot of space for this vehicle in this category. There are some pros and cons when it comes to the 2025 BMW X3. First off, I love the new look. I think it looks fantastic inside and out, and the fact that there's real leather is available, and the interior is absolutely modern. That's where you live. So no matter what it looks like on the outside, you need that inside to work for you, and it needs to feel warm and feel modern and feel like a performance vehicle, which is what BMW is all about. So overall, great improvements all the way around. On the negative side, there are two engine choices, and I wish there was one without a hybrid architecture, but if you want the good fuel economy, that's what you're gonna have to go with. Also, if you want all those safety features, all that extra technology, it does add up quickly, so make sure you get what you need, and of course, and there are a lot of competitors in this category as well. Mercedes-Benz GLC, Acura RDX, Genesis GV70, Lexus NX, Audi Q5, Porsche Macan S, and the Volvo XC60. We have reviewed them all on our channel, so make sure to check them out. And of course, check with your insurance company, and that'll help make a decision. But the price is a bigger factor. When you're looking at the price of the 2025 BMW X3, the 30 xDrive, which is what we are driving now, starts at $49,500. Step up to the X3 with that M50 engine, which is the one I personally prefer, and it's at $64,100. Overall, what's really great is BMW is a performance driving machine, so you're going to get a different experience in this vehicle than some of its competitors. Again, take everything for a test drive. If you're a BMW loyalist, ask for that loyalty discount. Yes, there is one. If you don't ask for it, you don't get it. If you're switching brands to BMW, ask for a Conquest discount. Again, you don't ask for it, you don't get it. If you have any additional questions about the BMW X3, put them down below. Let's start that conversation. If you'd like to support our channel, you can buy me a cup of coffee. The link for that is in the description, as well as all the ways to reach me. I'm LaurenFix. Thanks so much for watching.